Planning a trip to the Dolomites is always exciting, but at the same time, it's very overwhelming to start with. So, in this video, I will let you know my 5 day itinerary so that the planning becomes much easier for you.
Day 1. Morning, I arrived at Venice Treviso Airport and picked up my rental car from the airport itself. I drove straight to my accommodation in Braes Valley at Gaberhof Dolomite Family Resort, which took me approximately 2.5 hours. Another option for you would be to stay at Cortina d'Ampezzo, which is a central location to explore the eastern Dolomites. Afternoon, I drove to Lake Braes, which is the most popular lake in Dolomites. If you are coming here between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. in summer months, don't forget to pre-book your parking online. Renting a rowboat is thoroughly recommended. You can also take a stroll around the entire lake. Evening, I returned to my hotel and had a 3-course dinner and went to bed early as I had plenty to explore tomorrow. Day 2, morning. Early in the morning, I visited Lake Braes again to avoid crowds and take some pictures and enjoy the lake at sunrise. To unearth the real beauty of the lake, this is something I would strongly recommend. After breakfast, I checked out of my hotel and spent the rest of the morning by visiting 2 more lakes, Lago di Dobbiaco and Lago di Landro. These lakes attract fewer crowds but are extremely beautiful. Nonetheless, you can also swim in these lakes in warm summer days. Day 2, afternoon, I visited Cinque Torri Mountain, which is one of the highlights of Eastern Dolomites. There is a big parking lot at the chairlift station, which is a mere 15 minutes away from Cortina. The chairlift brings you to the top in just 10 minutes. There are many hiking trails here. We visited the World War I open-air museum, which can be reached by a half-an-hour easy hike. We had a scrumptious lunch at Rifugio Scoiattoli with great views of the majestic mountain. Day 2, evening, I drove to Tre Cime National Park to explore the majestic Tre Cime di Lavaredo, or the famous Three-Peak Mountains. Parking is at Rifugio Aronzo and has to be pre-booked online. I stayed at a mountain hut called Rifugio Lavaredo to enjoy the solitude. These refugios are very popular with hikers and get fully booked months in advance. Day 3, I reserved my entire day for the Tre Cime hike. This was the highlight of my entire Dolomites trip. You can do a circular trail around the 3 peaks, following Route 101. It starts from Rifugio Aronzo, goes anti-clockwise around the peaks and ends in Aronzo, and takes approximately 4 hours. We had a fabulous lunch at Rifugio Locatelli, which is almost the midpoint of the hike. Remember, only cash is accepted here. Around Locatelli, there is no end to photo opportunities. It is a beautiful spot not to be missed. I came back to my accommodation late afternoon and had a fabulous sunset from Forcella Lavado. Dinner was waiting at my mountain hut, but before that I had a warm chat and a few shots with the locals. Day 4 morning, start your day with an early morning hike to Cadini di Misurina viewpoint. It involves a moderate hike for 45 minutes from Aronzo hut, but the last section of the hike is pretty narrow with steep drop-offs, so it is not for those afraid of heights. I checked out of my hut after breakfast and drove directly to Lake Misurina. Lake Misurina and Lake Antonio are 2 beautiful lakes at the base of Tre Cime peaks. They have some beautiful reflections of the surrounding mountains. Afternoon, drive to Ortisei and check into your hotel. This should be your base to explore the Western Dolomites. Take the Sicida cable car from Ortisei and visit one of the most famous peaks of Western Dolomites. It involves a cable car followed by a gondola ride to reach Sicida. A 10-minute uphill walk takes you to the famous viewpoint. There are many hiking trails here, but the best view is right there in front of the cable car station. We enjoyed our food at the Sicida restaurant. Evening, I drove straight to one of the most photogenic churches for sunset, and what a treat to eyes it was. St. John's Church of Ranui attracts photographers from all around the world, and we had a great time there. Day 5, morning, drive to Lago di Carezza. It is undoubtedly the most colorful lake of the entire Dolomites. Though it gets pretty crowded, The charm of this rainbow lake is unbeatable. Afternoon, we drove to Siusi and used the cable car to visit Alpe di Siusi or Siza Alm, which is the largest high alpine meadow in all of Europe. There are plenty of hiking trails and biking tracks to explore. There are many restaurants to have food after hiking. We took the panorama chairlift to reach this panoramic viewpoint. The views from here are unmatchable. If you have time, you can also visit Puflatch. Evening, if you have some energy left, please try to visit the famous St. Magdalena Church. Sunset from the famous viewpoint is nothing short of magical. I even saw a rainbow here just before sunset. If my 5-day itinerary helps you plan your next Dolomite adventure, please like this video and also consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.